UFC. I am the greatest combat athlete of all time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Tell the Tape. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C. And on today's episode, I am going to be breaking down, that's right, Sergei Pavlovich Davai Madrug versus Tom Aspinall. Guys, these are two up-and-coming heavyweights that are both agile and they both have damn power. But who is this actually going to win? Guys, I have no idea. But whatever it is, it's going to happen this Saturday. Enough talk. Let's take it to the big screen. Okay, now here we have a Sergei Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall. I mean, look, right away I look at this, you know, in comparison to this. That's a lot more fights that Sergei has in comparison, especially the fact that Tom in his earlier career, he has taken losses. The other loss that he does have in the UFC where I could really compare him to is with Curtis Blades, but it was literally 15 seconds in. I forget what is it that actually happened, but he was out. For Tom's 10 KOs to 3 submissions. You know, we've seen them submit Andre Arlovski. We've seen him submit these other fighters. What I'm trying to say is, in retrospect, he's pretty well-rounded, especially according to the fights that he has right here. But man, Sergei's hands with 15 KOs. I mean, with 19 fights, but 15 KOs, it's ridiculous. 6'3" to 6'5", it's big, dude. He's one of the biggest dudes in the UFC. At least maybe top 5 tallest guys in the UFC, because the majority, it seems like everybody's from like 6'3" to 6'4". Once you're getting up to 6'5", it's like you're in that 1% range. You know, to reach 78 to an 84-inch reach. Again, look at Sergei. Sergei's reach is absolutely ridiculous. And then again, age 30 to 31. I mean, these guys are pretty much neck and neck. These guys are like literally neck and neck. And that's partially why I like it, too, is because are they still in their prime? But right now, I will say this, they're the best versions of themselves now, where it's not a match that's really mismatched, and they're getting ready to throw down. But let's start off with Sergei Pavlovich, his strengths. Boxing technique and power. I mean, any Russian that ever comes from like every Russian that I know comes from a good school of boxing. In combat sports, you will never see a Russian that just likes to brawl. And if there is one, you guys please tag me, because I would love to see it, because they all come from a good school of just technical work. I mean, they live on that, you know, and not just with boxing skill, but he actually has power, and Sergei knows when to finish his opponents. Like, he's not a guy, when he has somebody hurt, he's gonna go in and literally finish the job. Like, he's not gonna keep a guy in there to keep a guy in there. No, he's gonna go in there, use his power, hurt him, and to eventually finish him. Another thing too, and he has a huge reach over Tom Aspinall, is his 84-inch reach. I mean, that's almost double the size of mine. I mean, the dude has a reach with power and he's technical. This is what makes Sergei Pavlovich Sergei Pavlovich. And like I said before, he's an aggressive finisher. As soon as you start showing that demeanor that you're hurt or you're sliding down, your head's kind of dunking down, this is when he's going out and throwing those uppercuts that he likes to throw, throwing that left hook, but in particularly that damn uppercut. He's looking for those short punches to get you out of there. He's done a hell of a good job with 15 KOs out of 19. But also, you know, we have to talk about Sergei's weaknesses. You know, we can't all be Triple C, right? So Sergei Pavlovich's weaknesses. He relies on hands too much. I'm curious to see if Tom is able to bring in leg kicks to be able to slow him down and take away the power that he has in his hands. His grappling skills, still a bit unknown, but I will say this, he did defend a couple fighters in there, so I do believe that his at least his takedown defenses are okay, but what happened when he's hurt? Can he do a plan B? Can he put somebody on their back? And this is someone where Tom, because of his movement and his height and his weight, that he may want to take him there. And sometimes your strength could also be your biggest curse. Has Sergei gone 5 rounds? And the answer is no. Has he been scheduled for 5 rounds? Yes. Will he go 5 rounds for this interim fight against Tom Aspinall? How is it that he's actually going to perform? Because you guys got to think about it too, guys. There's a lot of times where as the fight gets kind of closer to to the third, once you go past once you get into championship rounds, the tides start to change. Then you really start to see who's at the prepared more. Then you really start to calculate how tough and how strong is their threshold. And we're just not too sure here. But I will say this, Stipe has gone 5. Francis Ngannou has gone 5. John Jones has gone 5. If this dude doesn't put you out early, how is it that he does in the later rounds? And then we have Tom Aspinall. His strengths, he's good everywhere. This dude will try everything. This dude will be able to, he has the ability to use his hands, to use his feet, and then eventually surprise people every once in a while with takedowns. And same thing, and I feel like every heavyweight has it that's been good. His finishing ability. He will go in there. It's the same thing as Sergei. They do have the same strengths. When they have somebody hurt, he will go in there and actually finish the job. And it's not just done through hands. This man has it through submissions as well, with having 3 submissions under his belt against top level competition. And this could be the secret. This could be the secret weapon in this fight against a guy like Sergei. This is distance management. How he's able to stay away. How he's able to set whatever it is that he actually wants up. This right here is key. This right here is key in anything. When I see things like this, I'm just like, okay, this dude gets it. Because that means you understand the fight game, but you're also a competitor, and you know that you can't, if you get too close to fire, you will get burned. And then the weaknesses. You know, we have to talk about Tom's weaknesses because we just have to, because I love it. He doesn't have that, he doesn't have that one strength where he could always go back to that's gonna make him dangerous. Sometimes when you're too well-rounded or you're too much of a B in all areas, sometimes a guy who just has one A, like let's say Alex Pereira, a guy that has just one A, even though he's not good in all the other areas, and he could have his poison too, could eventually defeat a dude like this because everything else is he's kind of good in everything. I would love to see he needs to develop one dominant strength where people are like, oh shit, he's coming. Don't put yourself in that position. And at times he's too linear. He'll stay in that straight line rather than kind of cutting corners, you know, having the ability to catch angles and be able to fight laterally. I think that's one thing that Tom needs to really work on, is him not being in that straight line. You cannot be in that straight line with a guy who has vicious power like Sergei Pavlovich. You just cannot, because that's not gonna go well. And the same thing, they both haven't gone 5 rounds. Sergei hasn't gone 5 rounds. Tom Aspinall's hasn't gone 5 rounds. I hope this damn fight goes 5 rounds. And right here, the tail of the tape. Strikes landed per minute. 8.72 to 7.65. Sergei's active, man. And that's crazy because so is Tom. But Sergei, he's out to fight right away. He knows the feeling of hurting somebody, especially when you put a title on the line. This dude's coming out swinging. Strikes observed per minute. Because this guy grapples maybe a little bit more. Sergei will take more chances, but when you take more chances, your ability to get knocked the hell out actually go up. Takedown accuracy. 100%. In other words, anytime he's attempted a takedown, he's actually gotten. And I don't even think Sergei believes in wrestling, but whatever it is, it's what it is. And then takedown defense. Did you look at that? Tom has not been taken down with 100%. Sergei's not bad with 75% of takedown defense. Submission average 0, 2. Boom. Man, when I think of this fight, I'm thinking of like, okay, man, I get it. This guy is more well-rounded. But this guy over here has a lot, in my opinion, has more of that vicious power that more like he could put you away. And not just that, but he also takes chances. You know? I mean, he will get hit to give a hit. And like I said before, especially when there's a bout on the line, like everything's kind of trying to tell me, because I look at this board, even though Tom is ranked number 4, and it seems like he's more well-rounded because he has more knockouts, because he has more submissions. But just for the simple fact that this dude's got power and he's willing to take chances, is the same reason why I am going with Sergei. That's supposed to be a sword too, by the way. With Sergei Pavlovich as the new interim champ of the world. Winner here gets John Jones. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Tell the Tape. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, and I will see you guys till next time. I'm out!